Okay, so this one here is when corrupt cops get caught in the act, man. We're gonna go ahead on and jump into this one here and check this out, man. And yeah, see what this here is all about, bro. Which we already kind of know, but we're gonna see how they really be acting out here in these streets. Let's get it.
I'm not scared of the law.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
Was I harassing anyone?
Are you going to harass me?
When dumb cops get caught in the act, it's like watching a failed cooking show. Turns out their secret recipe for justice was just a heap of rotten lies and deceit. Here are 3 cases where these cops fall short in understanding the law. Starting off with the first case where these officers got schooled pretty tight.
Hey, can I get your name?
No, I'm not going to give my name.
Okay. That's fine.
In February 2024, an auditor by the name of Sean who
They're supposed to give you their name, huh? Their name and their badge number when you ask for it. They're not. I don't think they're supposed to turn you down.
frequently posted on his channel Long Island Audit, visited the Patrick Space Force Base in Bard County, Florida to exercise his First Amendment right to film in public places. Upon arrival, he was greeted by an officer almost instantly.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
What you got going on today?
Nothing much, just taking some pictures and videos of the base here.
Gotcha. I'm Staff Sergeant Drive with the 45th Security Forces Squadron. I just came to check upon you, see how it's going. That's it.
Okay.
Do you have any identification on you that I can check?
No, I'm not going to provide you with any ID.
That's fine. Just let you know, if you cross that white line, if you have no identification to allow you access onto the installation, then we're going to have to get you under trespassing, okay?
I got you. All right, so that white line right over there.
That white line right there. Whatever you want to do right here.
But all this is public property, correct? Okay, great.
The sergeant was kind enough to inform Sean about the areas that were off limit. When asked for ID, Sean politely declined, which most officers don't reply kindly to. But this one had the decency to recognize the importance of Sean's First Amendment right as well. A perfect example of how trained personnel should operate.
Sergeant Andrade with Security Forces has come out and spoke with us. Of course, he's going to ask for ID, but we're not going to give it here. They have a right to be concerned, but I have a right to stay here and film for as long as I'd like. Also have the right not to give up my personal identification. That white line right there in front of us.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Now, sometimes when I be watching these clips, though, some of these dudes be going way too far with it. Like they really be pushing. They be pushing it to the limit sometimes, right? Like sometimes it do be kind of aggravating because they do it on purpose. Why? I don't know, but I mean, it's like they're trying to cause problems so things can escalate to try to get somebody's job. I don't know. Sometimes they just be going too far with it sometimes, bro. What up, Hippie Joe? What's good, man?
Is a right over here is where you formally enter the U.S. Space Force base and their property.
But soon enough, a vehicle pulled up with, you guessed it, cops, trying to poke their nose into civilian business.
Hi, how are you? Good. Investigator Erickson?
Yes, sir.
And your name, ma'am?
Investigator Beagle.
Exactly, Beagle? Beagle?
Yes.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. We're just wondering why you're recording a military installation.
Yeah, no.
Something we can help you with?
No, you don't. I don't need help with anything. I'm just taking some public photography of the base, that's all.
Okay, so in order to do that, you have to go through the installation actually and go through public affairs and coordinate it with them.
Yeah.
Since they're the ones that do all the photography. You can't
But
actually
I don't want to go on the base and photograph.
Because
No.
we were told that you were recording what the gate is doing.
Yeah, I'm recording the gate, everything around the gate. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'm from my understanding, investigator, is that I'm just taking public photos from a public.
Okay. Is that
place.
your job? Do you work for a news company?
Yeah, I'm an independent journalist.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no. I
Can you say your
have no. I didn't. I have no ill intent, and like I said, I'm just filming what I can see from public. That's all.
And
Hey, your girl to the left, she looked like she ready to flash out. Like she just waiting for him to say the wrong thing, and she just ready to click.
I understand, we have the cool Space Force sign and
Giving
everything.
him that eye.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Unfortunately, I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you just can't record the installation entry control.
2 female investigators pull up in an unmarked vehicle and begin questioning a citizen without offering any legitimate identification of who they are. Tell me you're illegally posing as federal agents without actually saying you're illegally posing as federal agents.
I understand that that's what you perceive to be the rules, but I know I'm not breaking any laws by doing this, because if I can see it from public, I can record it from public. So, you know, that might be like an Air Force rule or Space Force rule, but
It's a federal government.
a federal government
Yes.
rule?
So this is a federal installation.
Yes, I understand that.
So
I get that.
We can't. You're allowed to stand here.
Uh-huh.
You can record that.
Yeah.
But you cannot record that.
I just think, I don't think we're gonna agree here.
We're not,
right.
We understand that. We're telling you cannot do it.
Okay.
And that we would have to, I don't want to, but we would have to call local law enforcement out here to escort you away from the installation if you don't follow the procedures in regards to recording the installation.
Yeah. No,
That's why we're just coming to you and giving you the chance to just not.
yeah, no, and I understand exactly why you guys are here, and I can understand that, but you know, I have a right to be here. I have a right to film whatever.
Hippie Joe said, so get out of my public space. Exactly. Exactly, bro. The dude already done told him, don't, like, long as you don't come across this line, you ain't got no problems. Where they come from, I don't know if he went and called them on the slick or what, but I mean, they just pop up out of nowhere.
Whatever I can
And you're right, they didn't identify themselves. I don't think they did. They just pull up and ask him what he doing.
see from public, and that's what I think. Regardless of whatever, I don't know what rules you're speaking of, but that's what I know. So, you know, if you need to call local law enforcement or whatever you need to do, you know, that's fine. You can.
What's worse is that they proceed to cite complete shit about what the law says regarding recording of a military base. Who the hell is responsible for training these people?
I really appreciate that.
Okay, and can I get your name?
No, I'm not gonna give my name.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Stand here and watch.
Okay, that's okay. So he not a cop. I was going off of how he said it. I thought them two was civilians, but they're not. They are actually the cop. But now she getting upset because her authority is not working for her. She about to cause problems.
When Sean refuses to deny them any identification, one of them, still smiling, proceeds to go do something in their car, presumably calling actual officers to deal with Sean.
So how long you been an investigator? Long time? Doesn't look like it could be a long time. All right. U.S. government plates here on this Ford Fusion. 2 investigators with the Air Force.
She really looked like somebody that she just picked up off, like, from her apartment or house or something. She just looked like a friend. You don't even look like law enforcement.
Investigators here. I am breaking some sort of federal rule, was their word. A federal rule that says that you cannot record a military installation from public. I'm not exactly what rule these investigators are referring to, but they were nice enough, cordial enough, even though they're wrong.
Defeated, they eventually retired to the car and drove off. They obviously realized that Sean was educated enough to not fall for these underage tyrants with a little bit of authority. These female cops chose to leave Sean alone, but he wasn't really that lucky when he came across these really annoying cops in a library.
You guys here for me?
On February 18, 2024, Sean was peacefully exercising his First Amendment rights when he was approached by 5 police officers who attempted to remove him from the building. So apparently, if you're filming inside a public library, the cops can be called on you.
Enforcement has arrived, even though I haven't spoken to anybody.
Did we talk to you yet?
No, I haven't spoken to anybody at the library yet. No.
Okay. Did anybody from the library talk to you?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Why, what's up?
So, As far as I believe, you need written permission to film inside the library from the director.
I need written permission from the director of the library.
I'll get that right.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No one has talked to this auditor about filming in the library, yet this is what happens.
So they called you, but they didn't speak to me? I don't understand. Why did they call you? Because...
the library has a policy about filming. We're going to get it for you right now.
Okay. So no one from the library. Hey, sir, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You mind if I get your name and badge number?
Kevin Shoetrop, badge number's 82.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. These boys look like they about trouble, bro. They just got that aggressive look on their face. Like, they just waiting for the wrong move so they can slam somebody. They just looking for action. That's all. That's all I can see.
Slow day today?
What's that?
Slow day today?
Every day's different.
I just asked because, you know, 4 law enforcement officers for a man with a camera seems a little excessive. That's
For real?
All. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat to any of you guys or anyone.
And that's not all.
So we got the policy for you.
Another one.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Sir, how are you?
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sure, Sergeant Noble.
Sergeant
Badge
Noble.
51, yeah.
So this is the library's policy?
Yes, number 18.
So it says recording within the building without express permission of the library director, written permission from all those being videotaped, photographed, and otherwise is prohibited.
It's enforcement.
Right. Do you enforce policies?
That's them here.
So why are you here if you're not enforcing the policy?
The director is enforcing the policy.
The director? And the director's name? Do you mind if I speak to the director?
She does not want to speak to you.
She doesn't want to speak to me?
Yes, sir.
So how do I know that she's... what? I don't know what... how do I... why can't I speak to her? She's a public servant.
I can't speak on her behalf.
Right. But you are, though, because you're bringing me a policy.
Correct.
Right. So that means you're speaking on her behalf.
Okay, if that's what you feel I'm doing.
Well, you are, sir. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Dispute it with you.
No, I don't want to dispute anything with you either, sir. It just... it doesn't seem... You enforce the law. You're a law enforcement officer, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Happen to have a recording in my
But
hand.
it's against their policy.
Right, but their policy can't trump the United States Constitution and the First Amendment of freedom of press. I'm a journalist. I'm here conducting an investigation for a story and using the library for its intended purpose. I'm reading books. I'm looking at what they have here. How can you... that's like if they had a policy that said...
Are you filming other people without permission?
Well, it's funny that you say that because you're right below a camera. The library didn't ask me for...
Bro, this dude, hey, I think he funny without even trying to be funny, bro. Oh, bro. Look, like I said, some of them take it too far, but he real calm with it. That's why I'm enjoying it. He not like going overboard with it, hooping and hollering at everybody. Like he's real calm with everything, bro. But that what he just did, I think that wasn't even intended for him to have that sounding like a joke at all.
See, that said...
Are you filming other people without permission?
Well, it's funny that you say that because you're right below a camera. The library didn't ask me for permission to film me, sir. And do you know why they don't have to ask me for permission to film me? And why none of you who have body cameras on asked me for permission to film me today? Because you don't need the permission to film me because we're in public and there's no reasonable expectation of privacy in public, sir.
After being schooled by a civilian about the Constitution and the First Amendment, what happens next is even more surprising.
I just don't understand what is your purpose here to hand me a policy?
Because we got called of a suspicious person here, filming people, which is against their policy. So they would like you to leave.
A suspicious person? What about me is suspicious, sir?
That was filming people, walking around filming. That's what we got.
So by that standard, you're suspicious.
Why am I suspicious?
Because you're walking around filming people, sir.
No, we only film when we get to a call.
Right.
For our policy.
Right, exactly. Per your policy, that's fine. And I have my own policies. I have a company, and my own policies say that I follow the United States Constitution, as you should, sir. You took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution.
The cops even pretend to help with the auditor's investigation, but still urge him to turn off the camera.
I'm trying to actually find the United States Constitution and some literature here to make sure that they carry it here. It's part of my investigation to make sure that they...
I will help you get that documentation.
Right. So but that's fine. But why? Right. That's
You are using it for your intended purpose.
Right.
Go find the Constitution. That's fine. Go right ahead.
Right. That's all. And the only thing is, I'm holding a camera. I'm not here just to film. I'm here to use it. I'm here to. Yeah.
Perfect.
No one's impeding your ability to film in here right now. So we're not taking the camera from you. We're not.
Right. Oh, I hope not. You don't seem like the type that would. But you know, I've been in situations where it's not been.
This is what the cops had to say about the library's policy.
It doesn't make any sense.
People you're working on or what it may have or sensitive stuff, and they don't want to film. I'm assuming that's why they have this policy.
Right. Well, sensitive stuff in what? This is a public area, sir. There's nothing sensitive.
Children come.
Right. I'm not in a. Listen, I could be in children's area, but I'm not in the children's areas. No, but I know in every library there's a children's section that's cordoned off for children. Never went into that section. And I like how libraries are structured that way. That way, children could stay where the children belong.
So clearly, listen.
Hey, sir, how are you? Mind if I was getting your badge number, sir?
Yeah, let me throw my camera first.
Oh, sure.
I just walked in.
Yeah, no problem, sir. I just like to get everybody's name.
Sergeant Donald Wilson.
Sergeant Donald, thank you.
6'3".
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
There are 5 law enforcement officers here on a call about a suspicious man filming in public who is actually peacefully just exercising his right to the First Amendment. Funny how the media works, and people are quick to point fingers.
You're free to film in our police headquarters in the front lobby if you want. We're open 24 hours a day as well.
Oh, right. It's public, right? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I heard that too. I seen one of those too where they say that you can actually film in the lobby part of like the police station, but behind, I think beyond those doors you can't. But some of them still try to fight it and tell you that you can't be on their property at all filming. But that, I think that'd be the ones that just be going too far with it there.
The other sergeant is late to the party, and the auditor explains his situation. And this is what he had to say about the whole situation.
The other sergeant over here showed me a policy that the library has. I haven't spoken to... first of all, while I was looking at books here and exercising my constitutional rights, no one came up to me and spoke to me and told me anything. It's when you guys came here, law enforcement, that I was... you guys told me that there was some sort of policy. They showed me the policy, and I understand that the policy exists. I've seen it with my own eyes. But again, my only response to that, Sergeant, would be that a policy can say anything. You're not policy enforcement. You're law enforcement. If the policy said that, white people couldn't come into the library or black people or...
The hyperbole is a bit much on that.
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing.
No,
because we have a right.
The policy. This policy is very specific in that they don't want you filming unless you have prior approval. That makes no mention to conflate the issue with race or religion or gender or any other issue. Will you give me your name and ID so I can?
My name is Sean, sir.
Sean, and am I going to be able to? I mean, more than that to look you up to who you are.
Right. No, I don't want to be. That's I think that's overkill because I'm not trying to do anything.
Is you coming in here and doing this, right?
Exercising my rights.
We have things to do.
So go do them, sir.
But now we're just going to leave you in here, and you're going to walk around. Are you going to harass staff? Are you going to film children? You said you're here to read books,
sir.
Hey, he trying to take it there. He just aggravated right now. He aggravated right now. He rather be at his office, at his desk, like chilling out. Him coming out here for that situation, he just irritated, bro. My man said, then go do it then, sir.
So go do them, sir.
But now we're just going to leave you in here, and you're going to walk around. Are you going to harass staff? Are you going to film children? You said you're here to read books.
Sir, was I harassing anybody? You said you're late to the party. What was I doing when you walked in?
I said,
was I harassing anyone?
Are you going to harass somebody?
Was I harassing anyone, sir?
No, you were walking around filming.
Okay, was I looking at books?
I don't know.
Okay, was I wasn't harassing anybody. So again, you're trying to make it seem that something that it's not. I'm not harassing anybody. I don't want to harass anybody.
Never said you were.
Okay, but you're trying to infer that that's what if you leave. If you leave, that what are you going to do?
You're inferring that what I was inferring is wrong. I was asking you a question. I said, are you going to harass anybody?
While the sergeant kept getting angrier, a new member joined the party.
Oh my God.
We're good, sir. We don't need that.
So,
the Constitution explained.
So that is their stance on it. So that's why.
Yeah, that's what you called.
Yeah.
Well, he's not willing to leave. So. To be clear, you're not willing to leave, sir?
Oh no, not unless you're threatening to arrest me. Okay, so no. I want to use the library like anybody else.
The library director doesn't even respond to the auditor.
Ma'am, are you the library director?
I'm talking right now. Just 1 second.
Oh, excuse me. Are you the library director, ma'am?
Like last time, it was agreed to leave. So, this guy's all right. So, we'll just pay this for a little bit.
Okay.
Just go there.
Thank you.
You good with that?
I'm good with that. Thank you.
Ma'am, are you the library director? Okay. Have a nice day, ma'am. Take care.
Now, the sergeant just starts to get petty.
So there's not a lot of crime here in Franklin Lake, sir?
Oh, you can look it up.
Oh, I was just asking you.
Use the internet access here to look it up.
Right. I know, I was just asking you. See, now you're just being confrontational at this
No,
point.
no. Library's a place of resource, piece of knowledge.
Right.
You have access to the internet, you can look it up.
Right,
I
I
don't
will.
know. Your definition of what a lot of crime is going to be comparatively different to what my definition of a lot of crime is.
Okay.
So I don't
You're
want
right.
to give you wrong information. I want to give you
Right.
false info.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Sergeant. Yep.
After realizing that they're in the wrong, one after the other, the law enforcement officers left. And so did Sean, making sure that his rights don't get walked on by such dumb cops. But Sean isn't the only citizen aware of how bad these cops can end up treating you. In our next case, this YouTuber turns out to be absolutely right about the tyrants that roam about under the pretense of providing safety.
The law.
I'm not scared of the law.
Where you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from anything, sir.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
On the 20th of February,
Yeah, boy, I ain't gonna tell you no word of lie. When I seen that dude just now, I thought of what's your boy name? Zach? Is it Zach Zimmerman? I think the guy that owns Facebook. Like his face structure, that's who he remind me of. I almost thought that's who that was, man.
under the pretense of providing safety.
The law.
I'm not scared of the law.
Where you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from anything, sir.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
On the 20th of February 2014, a YouTube auditor, Knowledge is Power, was pulled over for having illegal tires.
Mark, okay. All right. Thank y'all for correcting me on that. Yeah, go to show you how much I keep up with that.
Thankfully, he knew his rights against what ensued next. The encounter was captured by the auditor's dash cam.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Going good. About yourself?
Oh, you went down there, bud.
I'm comfortable right there.
Do what?
I'm comfortable with it right there.
You comfortable with it right there?
Yes, sir.
Let me see your driver's license. Open the door, dude.
Aggressive.
All right, if you want these back, you can roll that window down for me.
What'd you say, sir? Sorry. What did you say?
Because he can't hardly hear you, that's why. If you roll the window down, we're just out looking for drunks, man. We're not here to hurt you or whatever.
That's fine.
Okay, pull over down that side there just a minute.
Hold on over here, I'm going to take the vehicle, make sure.
For what reason do you have to detain me to pull me over into secondary, sir?
At first, the trooper constantly tries to pull the auditor's door open, claiming that they cannot hear him. But soon they noticed the dash cam and suddenly went into caution mode.
He's suspecting me of committing a crime?
Hey, bro, I wonder how many people that dash cam saved dealing with cops. Like after they realized that they got a dash cam, they wound up letting them go because they realized that they like fully in the wrong, bro. I really wonder how many people got saved like out of tickets or harassment dealing with that.
Do what, buddy?
Have you suspected me of committing a crime?
Well, is there anything wrong with the car that we need to know about?
Not that I know, sir.
Okay, all right.
Hold on over here, I'm going to check your tires. I think it looks pretty close.
They're looking what?
Almost illegal. You're almost too slick.
Almost illegal. Alright. So I'm being pulled into secondary because my tires might be illegal. That's interesting.
Your tires might be illegal? Okay.
Everything correct on your license, you still live at the same address?
I do, sir.
Sit tight for me, okay?
Put in my car and park. For the record, they tried to open my door just because I wouldn't roll my window down all the way before asking for my license or anything.
The officers observed the tires while pulling the driver onto the side. What's funny is that they added drugs to the list of things that they were searching the car for.
So they said they were looking for drunks.
Yeah, I bet they are, bro. That's crazy how they just can try to... They come up with something so quick to try to make it sound legit, bro. But the tires, bro. Shit, man, tires look like they're illegal. Bro, you have to explain that one to me.
Yes, sir. What does that mean? Yes, sir.
He wants to show you a tire out here, man. It's slick.
I'd prefer to not get out of my vehicle.
Dude, we're slick out here. It's for your safety. That way you can see about getting you another tire. That's it.
Let me ask you something. Are you scared?
To get out of my vehicle? Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Why are you scared of the law?
I'm not scared of the law.
Where are you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from anything, sir.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
You scared of the dark?
Maybe.
Huh?
I might
really,
be.
bro?
I believe you are. Grown man scared of the dark. That sounds kind of funny to me.
Sounds funny.
These officers were obviously intimidating the auditor, prompting him to get out of the car, to which he sensibly denied. Of course,
Not enough tread on people's tires is an offense in many states. Really? I did not know that. I had no idea, bro. I did not know that.
he was aware of what happens when you're marked as suspicious by corrupt cops like these waiting for a sign.
That's crazy.
Note they're shining a light in the camera. Funny.
Trying to blind it.
The first thing they said is they were looking for drunks. Still haven't been asked if I'd been drinking or not yet.
Right.
Funny. Suddenly it doesn't seem to be that's what they're looking for.
Hmm. Exactly, mama.
If I see this vehicle out on the road again,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna stop it just because that tire on the right front.
Tire in the right front.
It's very close.
In what way? So I can change it?
Needs a tire replaced.
Tire replaced?
Yeah, you don't
Tread's
know
too
Trooper
thin?
Mike Freeman, do you?
Who?
Trooper Mike Freeman.
Not that I know of.
You don't know him? Remember him writing you for 84 and a 65?
Yes, sir.
On 575? See why he's scared to get out now. Get that
No,
tire
he was
fixed
very
for me.
professional. I actually had a good encounter.
Thank goodness this driver knew his rights. It's a crucial reminder of the importance of understanding your legal protections, or he might have found himself wrongfully detained.
Yep.
It's interesting to note that, even today, these cops would likely still defend their actions. There's no law that prohibits filming them. It only becomes a crime if you're filming minors or other civilians. Do you think the officers were acting maliciously, or were they just uninformed about the laws they abide by? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, just maybe. Like some of them, they was pretty chill. This first group though, like these ladies right here, oh girl to the left, I don't know. She just never said nothing. Maybe she a trainee or something. Maybe I have no idea. But the one to the right, she just made it seem like she knew what she was talking about. I don't know. I don't know how far that goes, bro. But whew, bro, that was crazy. That was crazy, bro. I thought it was gonna be like way more. I thought it was gonna be way more like the last scene with the cops pulling people over and doing like crazy stuff. I thought that's what it was gonna be more of, but it wasn't. But I mean, him exercising his rights, like it. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but some places that just ain't gonna ride, bro. Like some cops really do not care about that at all, man. At all, bro. Like they would do you something and hide the evidence afterwards, if you get my drift. But it was still a good one though. It was still a good one. I don't mind getting back into this here and checking more of them out because I'm pretty sure there's way worse videos of corrupt cops out there, bro. Like really live up to that name, corrupt cops, bro. So yeah, we definitely gonna jump back into those and check more of them out, man.